Hey there, everyone. Thanks for joining me here tonight. We are here just on YouTube tonight, and we are going to work on finishing up our little ornament that we've been working on here. So I am going to take off the stick and stitch Fabricelvi today, the embroidery stabilizer, and we're gonna decorate the hoop with some like really cute fabric here. So as you can see, I'm on location. I'm visiting my parents, and this is our little Christmas with them before other people come here. So thanks for joining me. Nice to see all y'all pop in. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for the beginning crafter. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and it's a time that we can relax and craft together. And I work on a project for about an hour, and I work on the projects from beginning to end so you can be part of the whole process along the way. So this week we are working on the embroidery of the month, and it's a bunch of little icons, and we cut up a few of those holiday icons and stitched them onto our piece here. So this is reverse. I'll show you it in a sec here. But we got these three little icons, stuck them on. The stick and stitch stabilizer is a sticker that washes away. So we've stitched them. Tonight we are going to wash away that stabilizer and then turn this into a cute little embroidered ornament. So that's the plan. Thanks all for hopping over here on YouTube tonight. If you are on Facebook and if people are wondering where I am, let them know that we're over here on YouTube tonight at Penguin and Fish Movies. So thanks, you guys. All right, let's get going. I'm gonna flip you around. Okay, there we are. So I got my bits of water. Oh, hold on a sec. This might be a little goofy tonight. Okay. There we are. So I think this turned out awfully sweet. We finished all the stitching last night. So we finished this on Wednesday. We did the design and finished this on Wednesday. And then Thursday we did these two fellers and the 2020. So all we really have to do yet is take off the stick and stitch stabilizer. So remember, this is that basically kind of like a sticky fabric almost that I printed the design on, and that comes with the bundles if you get the bundle for this. And it comes off with water. So we're gonna do that right now. I got a couple little things of water. So if you're doing this on your own, feel free to just run warm water on the top of it. But since we're here, I'm gonna do it in a bowl of warm water here. So let's just dip that in. Woo, that's hot, hot, hot still. And I am just going to kind of rub on all of these stitches. Actually, I'm going to just let that sit in there. I put hot water in here thinking it would be cool by now, but you know what? We are right on it tonight, and it's pretty warm yet. But you can see even without me agitating, you can see it flaking off the little guys there, and that's exactly what we want to see. So it helps with a little agitation. I might have to do it out of the water a little bit and then dip it back in. But what we want to do is work that water into all the stitches because it's a dissolvable embroidery stabilizer, so it will dissolve in this water. So you'll remember we also drew on that 2020 with a water-soluble marker, and by dipping it into the fabric, it's going to get rid of that as well. Gosh, without hardly any agitation, it looks like we almost have it off here. I'm going to just run my fingers over every stitch just to make sure that that stabilizer is gone. So with these tiny little pieces, we don't have to deal with too much here. I think that's looking pretty good already. Let's just soak it for a little longer. So in theory, you want to use warm water for this. Mine's pretty hot right now, probably a little warmer than it should be just because I can't get my hands in there. But You can use cold water as well, but it just works a little bit better with warm. Yes, so Lisa, I normally, if I'm doing this on my own, I will just run warm water under the sink, and I will just kind of rub all the stitches like this with the water coming down on it, and then all of that little like slimy bits that come off will just kind of wash down. In this case, when I do it on video with you guys, I just have the bowls. So I'll start in a bowl of water, and you can kind of see it's a little murky. It's not too bad just because there wasn't a lot on here, but when this could get filled with like a murkiness from the stick and stitch stabilizer, but since there's hardly any on there, so I do it on here first, and then I'll get a second bowl just to do a final little rinse basically. And again, with this, there's hardly any here. Oh, this is much cooler. Maybe we can make sure that we got all the little places. Yeah, because if some gets on the fabric or stuff, you don't want that. You don't want your iron getting it, basically. So a little rinse. And then we're going to press it. So I'm just kind of squeezing out some excess water. You're going to want, so this is the pressing mat. This is my mom's like little pressing mat here. You're going to want, in addition to that, you're going to want like a poofy towel, like a terry cloth towel, because we're going to press it right on there, and our stitches will kind of sink into the towel, and that's what we want. We don't want to totally squash our stitches. So I'm going to put that there and put these guys aside. Oh, I also have my mom's granny square quilt so far, so I'll have to show you guys that in a bit here. When we're done with this tonight, I don't think this is actually going to take too long tonight, but I'll show you that quilt. So she made the borders, but they're not attached yet, so we're going to do that. All right, so I am going to press this. So all of that stick and stitch is off now. Take your time with this. I mean, we hardly used any. It was just these couple little things, so it didn't take very long. But if you're using that stick and stitch with a bigger piece, take your time to make sure you run your hands over each stitch. Make sure there's no like sloppy gook in there, and then you should be good to go. All right, I'm gonna actually flip this over so the front side is gonna sink into our towel here. And I'm gonna get my iron. And this is a hot iron. Yep, we got a little bit of that sizzle. So I am just going to press right on here. I'm going right on the back of the embroidery. And I can actually push down on this, and it's just gonna sink into that poofy towel, so it's not gonna flatten my stitches. But you can kind of already see the fabric is lighter already. There's a little darkness around the stitches. That's because that's still a little wet. But all around here is dry already and perfectly steamed and flat from the iron. So this is definitely my favorite way of pressing an embroidery or getting it really nice and finished, is by getting it wet first and then kind of pressing the back out a little bit. So I think we're pretty good right there. Handy having this cordless iron here for sure. All right, let's flip it around. All right, and it is looking awfully cute. So that is our finished embroidery right there. Fun, ugh, I love it. All right, so I'm gonna scooch all this out of the way. And I would love to make a fun little decorative frame for this. So my intention is to put it back into this small embroidery hoop and kind of frame it a little bit to make it a little bit more decorative. Okay, Pamela's asking what type of iron that was. So my mom has the same iron as me, and I freaking love this iron. It is, it's the Panasonic. In my other videos, I do have a link to it if you want to get to it easier, but it's the Panasonic. You can just screen grab this. I mean, that's a big code there, but if you just type in Panasonic and then 360, like 360 degrees cordless iron. So it's pointy on both ends. That's the whole 360 degree part. You can't actually stand it up on its edge. You have to put it back into its cradle. But it is cordless. The cradle is plugged in. So I do have to set it back in the cradle when I'm not using it. But other than that, it's cordless. So like the cradle is on the other side of the room. I just brought it back over here, ironed it. It's going to be hot for a long time yet, just like a normal iron. It's amazing. The whole idea of not having the cord is amazing. Okay, so I would like to decorate this hoop. I'm going to decorate the hoop before I put this in, and I found at my parents' house here this cute fabric. Just a scrap. This is from my mom's like scrap fabric drawer. And I thought it would be just right for this. I mean, it's a little bright, but I think I'm gonna trim it down, but I think wrapped around here, it's gonna look I'm just kind of giving it a little test here. It's gonna look pretty dang cute. It's gonna just add that extra little punch. So now you could do some other things. You could leave the embroidery hoop as is. I think it looks perfectly fine. It's little bamboo self here. But you could paint this, like this painted like a pretty green or something would be neat. You could also use yarn and wrap it around. We're gonna use this fabric. Oh, Jill says I have this same iron and love it so much. Oh my God. I'm telling you, it is a game changer not having to deal with that cord. It really, really, really is. It is one of my most favorite products whatsoever. That and, my mom has these scissors too, but those Kai, that 7,000 category of the Kai scissors, they're not cheap, but holy cow. So these scissors, between these scissors and that iron, those are two of my favorite things. All right, I'm going to just hand cut a little less than that. Oh yeah, you could use ribbon for this too as well. Really anything you can wrap it with. I mean, I'm gonna cut, maybe an inch off of here. I'm gonna leave the edge raw. This doesn't have to be perfect. And this is probably gonna be plenty long. But I just think this is a nice way to add a little finishing touch to these embroideries. And since we're making this into a holiday ornament, I think this is going to be extra fun. We'll just cut this whole distance. Yeah, Jill says, yes, it's life-changing as far as tools. You wouldn't think that it would be such a big difference, but oh my God, the moment you realize I don't have this cord flopping around, it's really quite amazing. It's just so silly. One of those things it's like, why wasn't this like this all along? And in theory, it used to be. Like when you heated up your cast iron iron on top of the wood stove, you know what I mean? Like that was a cordless iron. So it's pretty amazing. It is one of my most highly recommended products. And again, I do have a link in my other videos in this series if you want like a quick link to go there. I love it so much. All right, here is how I'm gonna wrap the hoop. I made this super loose. That's gonna come into play later because when I put it back onto the hoop, the inner hoop, we're gonna have extra bulk around here. So this is probably gonna need to get as wide as it can go. Oh, Gina says you have a cast iron and you can't imagine using it. Oh, I see. I think that would be so fun to use. Just have it. I mean, I don't know. It'd be fun to use if you had like a wood stove. I don't know how you'd have to heat it up on something. But if you had like I don't know. I wouldn't want to heat it up over a flame. I don't know how I would do that if I didn't have a wood stove or something, but I don't know. I bet you it works amazing. Just spritz your spritz your fabric with some water and then get that hot iron. Ooh, I bet you it would work amazing. And those cast iron buggers, they're heavy too. So all that weight on your fabric, that'd be good. So I am just holding the fabric here. I'm not tying it down or anything. I am just holding it on the back, and I'm kind of tucking under the edge towards the inside. And I'm going to just kind of catch that by wrapping it around. Again, I'm going to wrap around in the same place first, and that's going to kind of lock it in. There. So that's good. We're going to be doing a lot of flipping this on the inside. So I'm going to just kind of go at a little bit of an angle like this and just start wrapping it. It's going to get a little bunchy, but that's fine. You're going to squish it down. Yep, you get a workout while you do the chore. If you're using that cast iron iron, yep, that bugger's got to be 10 pounds at least, I would think. Those are kind of cool though. So I'm just going at an angle and I'm wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. I'm sort of paying attention to how far apart these are, but I'm not letting it bug me too much. I'm just kind of going at a 45-degree angle, around and around. Okay, we got a little scrap there. I might actually trim that off. But I'm okay with a raw edge. If you don't want a raw edge like this, I mean, I think it's kind of cute. But if you don't want a raw edge, feel free to use ribbon, or you could turn this into bias tape first so all the folds are on the inside. That would kind of add a little bit extra bulk though. And you don't, like I said, you don't want too much bulk because then it'll be hard to close the screw closure. So I might run out of fabric, and I'll show you what to do if that happens. And I'll just, if it looks like I'll have enough fabric, I'll just cut it so I can show you how to switch fabrics in the middle. But look how cute this is already. Like, what a fun, scrappy, like extra little decorative look. And this is so easy. And you can use scraps. So I don't know. I kind of dig it. And it'll get like weird and bulky every once in a while, but I just pull it tight and fold it over. Yeah, this kind of looks like candy canes for sure. All right, I'm gonna just cut this here as if I ran out of fabric. So I'll show you guys what to do if you do run out of fabric. So you're gonna wanna just kind of keep wrapping until it's on like the inside area like this. I might want to trim this off a little bit here. But you want it kind of on the inside of the hoop. And I am not going to even stitch this down or anything. I am going to just take my next piece and start it off where it left off. I'm going to just kind of wrap around that spot once. And that's going to be enough to hold it down. Just kind of keep wrapping. I'm kind of holding it a little bit in place over here until I get a few wraps around it. But that will that will be enough. I mean, we're not throwing this in the washer. We're not handling it aggressively. So, there's no need to really stitch it in there. I will actually be stitching it shut up here. I'll have to get some thread out for that. But I'll show you that in a sec here. This was plenty of fabric to make it all the way around. This has some of this plastic. I'm just going to go over it. So we do have these hoops if you're interested in like these little 4-inch hoops as well. They're kind of a really nice size for these little ornaments. So, all right, I'm going around that same spot again, kind of like how I did at the beginning. And there we go. So all that's left is I got to kind of attach this down. So I'm going to just let this sit here. I have this is my mom's little embroidery bag. She made that fabric only scissors and made a cute little bag out of it as well. So she has some needles hidden up here and actually some thread right away. Let's see. Oh, she's got some needles with some thread on already. I'm going to just steal this thread. We'll use this gray. That'll work. Oh, Pamela said, I bought some of these hoops. They're great. Oh, that's good to hear. I'm happy you like them. All right, so this is 2 strands. I think we only need 1 strand. All I'm really gonna do is kind of whip stitch this down, and it's gonna be a little bit visible, but just on the back. And again, I think it kind of adds a little bit of the rough cuteness to it. Oh, I can't grip it. Gosh, and you know what? I'm tempted to do that loop method on everything now. We're gonna figure out how to do the loop method on this. So I'm gonna put both ends together, and I'm gonna thread both of those ends. So we are gonna end up with 2 strands here, but that's fine. You can use normal sewing thread too. That's actually probably smarter, but we're gonna use this. All right, I'm gonna go on the back. Oh, sure, Gina. So this is her bag. I'm a little low. I can't quite put it, but she has the box corners. So she did this when we were stitching that as well, and did it where we quilted it with the lining already, and then we just covered up the seams. That was fun. I would like to do it that way again, but it is the fabric only scissors. So this is one of our embroidery of the months, and it's available through the end of the month. We brought all of our old embroidery of the months back. Here's the back of it. Look how cute that is. Oh my goodness. Ugh, so cute. So yep, I think this is her little embroidery bag. I'm like, oh no, Mom, I didn't pack any needles or thread. Can I use some of yours? And she said, yep. All right, I'm gonna just cut a little bit past underneath, like a 1/4 inch or so. Actually, maybe like a 1/2 inch. I'm gonna cut a 1/2 inch or so. Oh, Chad and the family are so good. Chad was over here. We gotta let him in for a little. Chad's the kitty. Chad the cat. So I'm just gonna fold over this edge. You could leave it raw, and normally I really would, but I'm gonna just fold it under. We'll see what this looks like. And there we go. So now I have a little folded edge here. I'm gonna just take my thread, and I'm gonna catch that folded edge, and then I'm also gonna catch the thread or the fabric from the, besides the folded edge, from our loop. And I'm gonna just whip stitch around this edge. And actually first, I'm gonna just catch this loop. This is like my new favorite thing. Let's just catch that loop. That was slick. And now let's just whip around the edge here. You could do a matching color. I literally just pulled out whatever was on my mom's needle just then, which is fine. Like I said, I kind of like seeing the little handwork here, but I am just stitching down that edge. And this is gonna be in the back as well. Chad Kitty he's an outdoor cat primarily, but we sneak him in every once in a while just for, 10 minutes or so. But he's an outdoor cat, so he's got, in Wisconsin, which is cold. So he's got all his outdoor poofy fur on right now. He gets way skinnier in the summer, but he's got all the fat and fur on right now. Looks like a big, big kitty. But he's hanging out still. That's nice. So I'm just going around and around that edge. Again, you could match your thread. That's probably the smart thing to do. But there's something cute about this too. Actually, you could do this on the front, and you'd be a whole decorative thing that you could do with it. You could do little cross stitches. It could be a whole thing. Oh, Pamela's asking, did it snow there today? We had rain in Illinois all day. I think you guys are getting it way worse than we are. So we're just kind of on the top edge of that storm going through. I think it just started snowing. It's supposed to snow all day tomorrow. But luckily we're going to be driving back on Sunday, so the road should be fine and everything by then. But yeah, Saturday, tomorrow, it's supposed to be pretty icky. And ugh, it is windy and, I don't know, not all that pleasant out here. Oh, it snowed by you, Sylvia? Yeah, I think it was doing some flakes, so it's starting to come now. All right, I'm pretty much at the end here. So I'm gonna just tie this into a little knot. Let's just, I don't know, grab the edge here and we'll tie a knot. Wrap it around there. Get a little knot going. And I'm gonna just run underneath the fabric to kind of hide that knot and tuck this all away. So I'm just gonna kind of go under a few stitches and come up a little farther away. Oh, Darlene says it snowed by her, but not very much. Cold and raw here. Okay, raw is the right word. That's kind of, it's not frigid here yet. It's still 30s. It could be 30, it could be 40, 50 degrees colder than 30 degrees. So I'm very happy that it's in the 30s still. That's not the worst. But yeah, it's pretty breezy and it's a crisp, hard cold. All right, so there we go. Just whip stitched around there, and that's it. That's all I'm gonna do. And how cute is that, right? So let's get this on the hoop. So we'll finish this up now. It's so easy. This is just like the easiest thing you can do to just decorate your hoop a little bit more. And you can use whatever scraps. I could have matched this fabric so the hoop would just blend into this fabric. That would have been really pretty as well. But this is pretty playful, so I thought like a playful hoop around it would be pretty fun. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. The different colors kind of, yeah, giving a candy cane rainbow effect a little bit. All right, so let's just get this in. I want to get this nice and perfect and centered, so we'll putz around with this for a little. So this was going to be a little more difficult to get on your piece here because we did add all that extra bulk. So that's why I opened this as far as it could go. And let's squish this over the edge. And like I said, it's going to be a little tricky compared to normal. All right, there we go. We got it on. Now I'm going to work on centering this. So it looks like it needs to come down quite a bit. So I'm going to just kind of pull on the bottom, try and force it downward. And I'm going to just keep tweaking it and tweaking it. If it's moving around all over the place, tighten the top a little bit and then try doing it a little bit more. Yes, thank you guys for the thumbs up and the likes and the subscribes. I definitely appreciate that a ton. We are also working on, we're going to do a lot more videos, like edited and nice videos, not just these lives, this coming year in 2021. So if there's anything that you would like a nice video on, like just to learn some technique or something you're having trouble with or something you'd like to learn how to do, let me know. And you can let me know in the comments here. You can email me. You can let me know on Facebook. But I definitely would love to hear. So I kind of got this in the center. So now I'm just kind of pulling on the edges just to make sure there's no like weird bloops. And as I go, I'm tightening it at this point. I'm making it just tighter and tighter. Maybe you can scooch this way a little bit more. That looks pretty centered. This really added a lot of playfulness. All right, once you have it where you like, really crank on that guy. Get that tight. I think that looks pretty good. So, all right, next up, I want to finish the back. So, you know, we don't want all this fabric sitting here. So we'll want to do something with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim around it about an inch away. At least an inch. You could even go more. But I'm going to go all the way around the edge. I think we might put a little bow on this too when we're done. But let's go all the way around the edge. I'm just going to get my big ol' scissors here. And, you know, I'm roughly cutting. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is going to be on the back. And we're just going to go around. This is my favorite way to finish a hoop. First of all, it doesn't damage the hoop. It doesn't really damage your embroidery. You can take the hoop apart if you really need to. And I think it's cute too. So we're starting out with just the trimming around. Oh, it looks cute just like that, doesn't it? We're going to completely finish it, but all right, we're going to flip it around to the back. All right. Got some fuzzles hiding in there. So I'm going to want to get a piece of thread. So I'm going to get that embroidery floss, and I want it to be at least as big as the diameter here, plus a good maybe extra foot or 6 inches on either side. So here's the needle for my mom. Let's see what she's got for embroidery floss in her bin here. Okay, I want to use some of her open embroidery floss. So let's, oh look, we got some green. Oh, green will be perfect for this too. So she has some wrapped around here. I'll have to replace her embroidery floss that I'm stealing. All right, so that's probably plenty. Yeah, this is probably fine. You know what? I'm going to just leave it the 6 strands. So normally I wouldn't stitch with 6 strands. It's actually pretty, you know what? I'm going to split it to 3. It's kind of difficult to stitch. Well, let's give it a try. It's often pretty difficult to stitch with 6 strands, just because that's a lot of bulk. First of all, it's a little more difficult to thread, but it's a lot of bulk going through your fabric. But you know what? It might actually look pretty cute in this context. So let's see if we can do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the top down a little bit where the closure is, and I'm going to start from this side, and I'm going to make a running stitch all along the edge here. And I'm going to go maybe, I don't know, a 1/4 inch or so, maybe a 1/2 inch, wherever, about there. It doesn't really matter. From the raw edge here, and I'm going to just go in and out, in and out, in and out. Every once in a while you pull through. Oh yeah, this will be easy. So I'm going to leave, about that 6 inches here or so. This is a bit more, but I'm going to leave a little bit. Ooh, I think the thread is a little damaged here. I think we'll be fine. But I'm going to leave a tail. Okay, and then we're just going to keep doing the running stitch, and the running stitch you just go in and out. Actually, I'm going to come up on this side. I think it'll be a little bit easier. I won't have to flip it around. Your first stitch, you do want to come from flipping it down and coming from the top this way, but after that, I'm just going to let this lay open and do it. So in and out. We're going to go around this whole circle. And if you do too many stitches, it is a little bit harder to pull through, so just do the amount that you need. Got a little knot in there. There we go. Takes a little bit of time, but I do think, again, this is a cute way to finish these up. If it starts to bunch up like this, that's totally fine. That's actually what we want. That's what we're ultimately going to go for in the end here. And if you're getting low on thread, just give it a little pull, let it bunch up a little bit. So if you're just coming in, we are finishing up our embroidery of the month here, this little 2020 guide. All these are just about, 3 of I don't know, maybe 30 or 40, I don't know, maybe that many, little Christmas and winter icons that I drew for the December embroidery of the month. So it'll be available through December, which is, I just feel like that's almost over already. This is 2020's through. Crazy. But yeah, so we cut out a few of those embroideries and stuck them down here, and then realized that it almost looked like it said the word joy and we went with that and kept going. Oh, Tracy, so no, this is scrap fabric from my mom's house. I'm on location here at my mom's, my mom and dad's, and this is scrap fabric. I cut it to about an inch wide, and I wrapped it around the thing. So when we're done here, you'll be able to rewind and check that out. But I love, love, love doing that to finish up a hoop. And it's so simple. You can use scraps. And I show you how to do it where, you know, if you run out of fabric, you can just keep going. I did demonstrate how to do that a few minutes ago here too. But isn't it cute? Like, it really adds an extra little, I don't know, extra little happiness to this. And I think I'm going to use some of the excess fabric and tie this into a bow too, just because I think that'd be cute here. Maybe like a, you know, a tail to hang it up, and then a bow. But first we're going to finish up this back, and we're getting there. Actually, we're about halfway through this running stitch. And, you know, I'm doing whatever size stitches. I'm not paying too close attention. Nope, this is not the bleached muslin. So this is that cream colored muslin. Sometimes our muslin has a little bit more like freckles and specks in it than it does other times. This is maybe a little less, but it does have a little specks and stuff. This is still the unbleached though, where it's a little creamy colored, versus the bleached muslin that's pure white. But I think either white or unbleached would be pretty. I think the bundle, I think this is what we did, but I think the cream, the Mary bundle, which has more of the directly Christmas icons, like all the ones from here was from the Mary bundle. That came with cream, or the unbleached, and the snowy, which is just the general winter, that came with the white fabric. This would not look like a hot mess. I bet you. I mean, it looks crazy right now, but it is magic what we're going to do in 2 seconds here once I get to the top. It really is fun. This is going to be the best part of the night, just doing this little deal that's happening next, and we're getting there. It's, again, one of the reasons I really like finishing off the hoop this way. And I'm not being exact. I'm not being perfect. Sometimes I'm a 1/4 inch away, sometimes a 1/2 inch away. Sometimes my stitches are bigger, sometimes they're smaller. Doesn't really matter. What does matter is that you do a running stitch, and that is just this in and out stitch in the same direction. All right, I'm almost there. I'm kind of running out of thread. Ideally, you'd want a bit bigger long edge here, you know, so I could have pulled it through, because we do have quite a bit on this side yet, but we're just about there, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so I have my last few stitches here, and you want to come out on the top here like this. So if you fold it over, I'm going to come out here, then I can take it off the needle, but I want it to start and finish next to each other. So let me try and, it's all curly here, but there's where I started. Ooh, hold on. Get my thumb in there. There we go. That's my end piece, and this is my start piece. And we just kind of came up. We started the running stitch there, went around, and came up here. So we're going to actually take those 2 threads now, and this is the best part. So I'm going to cross them. So the one on the left I'm going to put on the right, and the one on the right I'm going to put on the left. And now you're just going to pull. So this is so fun. You just pull, and it all sucks in. And it becomes the cutest little ruffled edge on the back. You can kind of shimmy things around a little bit if it doesn't look spaced all the way correctly. And then all we're going to do is we're going to tie this into a couple little knots. So I'm going to just tied in a knot there. And I think I'm just going to tie it in a bow. Oops, let's try that again. I know, it's totally magic. I love doing this so much. It's so satisfying. Okay. I used all those 6 strands. This one wants to get away from me here. Be part of the other strands. There, so you could just tie it in a knot and cut it off, but I just kind of like this little kind of hidden bow in the back. So I'm going to just leave it as a bow. We'll cut the little strands like that. And that's all I do. That is how I finish the back of my embroidery. And, you know, you can't tell it all from the front. Everything's held down. It doesn't really damage anything because I can still actually take this hoop off. I could actually take the hoop off now, and this would still hold it around the inner hoop without the outer hoop. So you could actually, you know, leave the outer hoop altogether. So it is just kind of fun. Oh yeah, it totally looks like a Jiffy Pop. Oops, a Jiffy Pop guy on the back there. So that's it, really. I think I'm going to... Oh gosh, Jill, it's so easy. Give it a try. It is so easy. I mean, you know, it did take a little bit of time to do that running stitch around, but just pulling it is satisfying. So satisfying. So, all right, I have this little piece left. I wonder if this is enough for a bow. Maybe we don't need a bow. I'm just going to just go around the back here. Oh, there's wind chimes outside. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I can hear the wind chimes, and they're so loud, which means it's super windy. You know what? I don't think this is going to be long enough. I'm gonna try something else. Although, I'm going to go through the middle here with this piece. This is going to be my hanging piece. So I'm going to just, I'm just going to tie this in a knot right here. Oh, I can hear the wind. Okay, let's try and get this. Come on, get through. There we go. There we go. So now I can hang it on here. There, so I can stop here and have it be a little ornament. Like I can hook it on here on the tree, which is so adorable. But I think I still want a bow, so I think I'm going to have this and then still have a bow. Ooh, little jingle bells would be cute. You are totally right. So that's actually a thing. We could... I don't have anything here, but we could actually deck it out, like make this, I mean, this is kind of like a wreath, right? So we could, okay, imagine like this is, we could put like a little frond, I'm saying that wrong, a little bough of like a pine needles or something. Like, imagine if we attach those here, we put a little, jingle bells on, maybe a little branch of red berries or something, but we could really full on decorate this, couldn't we? That would be, oh yeah, like a little fake spruce. That's a good, yep, holly and berries. Ooh, holly and berries, that'd be cute. I'm literally not seeing any holiday stuff in my immediate area to put on here, but that would be cute. Oh, here, I do have something. Oh. I don't really have something. This is my mom's coin purse, but look, it has like these little snowflakes on. You could just, oh my God, look how cute that is. Just put little little dangles on there. Ooh, little pom-poms would be cute. You could hang something from the bottom here. Ooh, so much fun stuff that we could do. I think I am going to tie a little bow on though with some of the rest of this. I have a little bit more of this. I'm going to actually cut it a little bit longer because it was hard to work with the bit that I had. So I'm going to make this really long just to make it easier to work with. There we go. And I'll just trim it down. So, all right, I'm going to tuck it underneath. Ooh, mini pom-poms. Lisa, that would be so freaking adorable. Oh, so now, oh, look. Look what got delivered right to me here. Nice. So we magically have jingle bells here now. Yay! Okay, here's some. Ooh, look, this is pre-made already. Let's do this. Ooh, oh, look how cute that is. Okay, how do we do this? Let's. How would this look cutest? It could just hang, maybe. We could actually. We could let it dangle down here, and ooh, I kind of like it dangling. Okay, watch this. We are going to actually take this off the hoop. I can't believe I'm doing this. This always kind of scares me, but this might be a quick, fun way to finish this. So this is what I'm talking about. I'm going to fully take this off the hoop right now, which is crazy. But because of how we finished the back, it is just going to stay. Look at that. Look at that. We got our little biscuit looking good, so good here. But what I wanted to do is I kind of like these hanging a little lower. So I thought I'd strap these through as well, and maybe we'll trim those. Or maybe I'll just tie them up because, I don't know, maybe Mom wants to use these still. But I'm going to just kind of get them up like so. I kind of like it dangling like this. Yeah, isn't that neat? It just totally stays in place like that because we tied the back. So you could actually finish it like this if you didn't want a hoop or anything. I mean, that's kind of cool. All right, so let's kind of go over the top here. I think this will work. In theory, this seems like it would work. So you want to make sure to not like get your thumb in here and push it because it's gonna move then, but look, we can strap up these little bells. Aw, they're so sweet. Honestly, we could actually keep wrapping this around, but I think I'll just tuck it to the back. I just kind of want to get them at the same height. Actually, it's just kind of cute hanging there. Okay, let's tighten this up. That will hold. There, so now those will just hang there. Oh, that's so sweet. What if, I wonder if we can kind of get these up here. It'll look weird on the back, but maybe we can make the bow out of this white. Oh, Gina says a Christmas tambourine. That is kind of how this looks, doesn't it? But there we go. That's kind of cute. It does look like a little Christmas tambourine, but that's sweet. That added a lot to it, I think, just really quickly. And I'm going to just trim these, the bow edges. Let's just shape our bow a little bit. I always like the bow parts to go up, so I'm just trying to kind of pull the parts down like that. So there we go. And I'm going to just trim across the edge here. I always think that gives it a nice finish. There's the one, and let's make this other side like that as well. Aww, it's sweet. Okay, I think that's awfully freaking adorable. The back is funny now because I crisscrossed that ribbon that was attached to these, but I think that's kind of fun. All right, you guys, I'm gonna try and flip you around and see if I can show you this next to me here so you can get a size of it. Sometimes when I'm on location here, turning the camera around conks out the video, so if that's what happens, thanks for joining me here, but I am gonna try and flip it around here, so give me a sec. All right, so I think that worked. Let's just get her done there. Awesome, so thanks for bearing with me on location here. But here we go. Ah, it turned out so sweet. Oh, you know what? I have tied thousands of bows. All of the embroidery kits get little bows on. And I have some help now with bow tying, but I have tied thousands of bows. Oh, this is fun. It is like a little Christmas tambourine, isn't it? Oh, so some people don't have sound. Ugh, sorry about that. But yes, all right, so I'm really happy. happy with this. It's just so silly. The bells are crazy, but I think it's fun. I think it's a fun little silly touch. But yeah, so this is ready for the tree. It's cute. I love it. And it says the joy. It's flipped here, but I'll take a nice photo of it as well. And then we have that just like that fun clean back. I know this is kind of crazy, but still fun. So awesome, you guys. That is it for tonight. I appreciate you joining me on a Friday on location here, and I'm not on Facebook there, but I will, we could do a little bow lesson. We have a little bit of time here. Let's see. I don't know if I have any more ribbon. Well, how about we do that Monday? So Monday when I'm back and have all my stuff, I will show you how to tie the perfect bow. Like I said, I've tied a bazillion bows just like this, and I think I can walk you through it. I'm hoping I can walk you through it. Oh, the quilt! Yes, Colleen! So it's right behind me here. So this is my mom's granny square quilt. She's not quite done with the borders, but I'll show you. Oop. So the borders are not attached yet, but these are the borders. And they're looking real cute. And then the quilt, here we go. So pretty. I love it so much. I think it turned out so adorable. I love the colors. I just love everything. Look at those pretty pink ones. All so fun. But yeah, so there's my mom's granny square quilt. So I think tomorrow we might try and do the borders. If anyone has tips on sewing those borders, let me know in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group. I know a lot of you have finished this quilt. We were debating how to do those mitered corners. So I've not done mitered corners like that before. I'm gonna read through the instructions some more, but we were a little confused at like how far of a quarter of an inch or whatever that we should go over, or I don't know. So we were a little confused on the corners. So if any of you have any tips, if you've done that, let me know in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group. Oh, that'd be fun. Oh, that's cute. Nolene says that my mom and I should swap quilts when we're done. We did actually do a knitting project once that had little tassels, and we each had the same knitting project but different colorways, and we switched a few tassels on it, and I thought that was fun. But yeah, all right, so Monday we will be doing a bow tying lesson. So I will show you how to tie these perfect little bows. These are great to decorate your embroidery kits, you know, obviously little ornaments, anything really. We will work on those bows. I will go in slow motion. I will try and do it at some different angles so you can see it. And then we will be embroidering those little birds on that collared shirt. So more of the little icons from the embroidery of the month. So be sure to check that out on Monday, and you can stitch along with us. The embroidery of the months are available at penguinandfish.com. But thank you guys so much again for joining me on the Friday here, and have a fabulous weekend. I will see you on Monday. Thank you so much, guys. See you later.